Use your bike, asshole.
For $24.99, you can buy this, the Jackrabbit MG. This one right here is the Doble, which is the two-seater, and you can also buy the Renegade, which is a single-seater. Both of these bikes are practically identical apart from the seats, so this review is going to be treating them as one single unit. Jackrabbit is an e-bike manufacturer that is known for the super small, compact, and foldable e-bikes like the OG. I actually tested the OG2 last year on the Rider Guide channel and had a surprisingly good time with it. While it definitely had its drawbacks, and so does this thing, I am happy to see they have released a more full-size version of the bike while maintaining the lightweight and foldable concept of the OG. Now, while this is still one of the smallest bikes in this price range, it doesn't feel that tiny once you get on it. That's one of the things that impressed me about the really small bike, the OG2, is that it didn't feel ridiculous to ride. It's actually fairly well spread out when you're riding this bike thanks to its tall handlebars and low foot pegs. As you can see, my arms are pretty much fully extended on this bike, which is great. It really helps the triceps and the deltoids pop out. However, on a long ride, it does get a little tiring. The reason why this bike is so light is because it uses these two very small 36 volt 20 amp hour batteries that only weigh a couple pounds each. Thankfully, the range does not suffer because of this. I'd say realistically in mode 3, 20 mile an hour top speed, you'll be getting around 20 to 30 miles depending on your terrain. On their website, Jackrabbit claims you'll get up to 48 miles, which seems perfectly possible in level 1 where the top speed is 5 mile an hour, and even possibly level 2 where the top speed is around 15 mile an hour. Especially considering the fact this thing doesn't have pedals. Shit! No! Alright guys, it went from a motovlog to just a normal vlog now. On the downside, however, the ride quality on this bike, much like the OG2, is jittery at best and unforgivable at worst. Because this bike doesn't have any suspension, nor is it a fat tire e-bike, you will feel every single bump and crack in the road. If you run over a flattened housefly on the road, you'll know. The Doble is definitely the more comfortable one thanks to its cushier, wider seat, but still, man, it's pretty uncomfortable sometimes. Okay, let's talk about power and top speed. Now, if you're looking for what is basically an e-moto disguised as an e-bike, this is not going to be it. It has a top speed of 20 mile an hour in level 3, and you can get it up to 24 mile an hour in the off-road mode. Let's pull over to the stop sign, do a little acceleration test. This is the Renegade, which is the lightest of the two. Here we go. Off the line, full throttle. She's impressed. And 20 mile an hour, that is top speed. I did mention that there is an off-road mode, but unfortunately for some reason, this particular bike doesn't have the option for me to trigger it. As you can see, I've got it laid out in the back of the Maserati right here. And I'm not gonna lie, it just fit. It's all the way to the back seat and was able to get it inside this hatch. It does come with these little straps right here, as you can see, to kind of hold it in place. Here's a quick time lapse of me folding the bike up. It took quite a few tries to get this done smoothly, but as you see, rotate the wheel to the inside, take off the handlebars, strap the wheel to the frame so it doesn't move around a bunch, and yeah, put it away. As a passenger bike, the Doble does do a pretty good job. I got some positive feedback from my girlfriend. She said she was comfortable the entire time, and it's not too fast to where she's just terrified the whole time. However, once the battery gets to about 50%, there is a pretty noticeable drop in power, so keep that in mind when you're out riding. Okay, then let's talk some pros and cons. This is genuinely a really fun bike to ride. I found myself taking this thing out for cruises around the neighborhood without any cameras, without doing any filming or doing any testing, just to enjoy riding the bike. But it's very stable, very light and nimble, and just fun to ride. I don't know how to describe it. It's fun. Another thing I like is obviously the range. This bike does not come with pedals, so if you run out of battery, you're gonna have to just kind of scoot yourself home or get an Uber, because it will fit in the back of a car. I'm kind of torn if I like the riding position or not. Generally, it's pretty comfortable, but you do get tired after a while with how far forward your handlebars are. It's like you're in an extended push-up position for like 15 miles. And it kind of goes without saying, the biggest pro to this bike is the foldable, lightweight nature. You can toss it in the back of your hatchback, toss it in the back of your sedan without needing a bike rack. That's pretty cool. Cons. The biggest con with this bike, I already bashed on about it, is the ride quality, so I'm going to move on from that and move to something else. I do wish this thing also had some sort of cruise control, because most of the time I'm riding it, I'm in level 3, full throttle, 20 mile an hour, and I just wish I had a little button so I can relax my wrist, so that would be a nice quality of life feature for them to add at some point. But the biggest con with this bike is the price, man. $24.99 is a lot of money for something like this, and it puts it in a very competitive corner of the market. Now, if I were to pick between the Doble or the Renegade, I personally would pick the Doble. Like I mentioned, all around it's just more comfortable to ride. It's definitely not perfect by any means, but it is more comfortable. The real reason you want to buy a bike like this is for the range and the compact portability of the bike. That's what its real function is. If that's something you're looking for, you're not too obsessed with top speed numbers or anything like that, I'd give this bike a look.